you show your emotions and feelings on stage very openly.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm not much of a entertainer, you know? I mean, I go out and I perform in public all the time, but I guess I mean by entertainer, like, the only way I know how to do it and the only way I've ever done it is just to go up and play my songs and behave however I'm behaving that day. You know what I mean? There's no, some days, you know, it's more of like we have fun and we joke around and it's like more of a party and we, you know, laugh on stage, and other days it's like I just don't feel like that and I don't really talk to the audience, you know, or I don't, you know, I just play the songs and leave, you know, and some days it's in between, or, you know, I mean, just, I guess all I'm saying is like I just do whatever is coming natural to me at the time, because I think to do anything else, it kind of becomes, you know, I'm just not good at it. I'm not, you know, there's some performers like, you know, Dolly Parton or something that walks out on stage and she smiles and she's got her thing and she just does it. And that's beautiful too. Like, I kind of wish I could do that more, but I don't know how to, you know, all I can do is go up and just continue to act however I'm feeling that day, you know, and as it is with, I'm sure, you and everyone, you're not the same person from day to day, you know. I think everything is constantly changing, so just gotta kind of go with the flow, I guess.
When people say that the new album of yours, Casa Daga, is like it shows the mature. I've read that in reviews. The grown-up Conor Oberst. But how do you feel when you hear things like that?
I don't know. I usually say like, ah! Something like that. You know?
Because they try to trap you in a...
No, I mean, it's cool. Whatever anyone thinks or says or believes, you know, I think that's what exists, you know? I mean, obviously all of our realities are totally bent to our own desires and wishes and what we want to see in the world, you know? So there's no right or wrong, I don't think, as far as when it comes to judging a piece of music or art or anything, really. It's like, you know, think about these like people that argue over like scientific facts, you know, that are like so obvious, but like to that person, they believe it, man. That's the reality, you know. And I just think, like, especially you've noticed it a lot in the world of like art and music, you know, because it's obviously such a subjective thing, you know. So, you know, I mean, I guess to some people, you know, I don't scream as much, you know, I guess. So that's maybe more mature. I don't know. But, you know, there's a lot of bands that are like very like old and probably like, you know, have like kids and houses and, you know, subscriptions to country clubs, you know, that get out and scream a lot, you know, and so whatever.
How do you look back on the album today? If you it's been a while since it came out.
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't spend a whole lot of time looking back and analyzing it, because you know, it's sort of, once we do it, we kind of got to move forward and think about, you know, for me it's like, well, what are we gonna do next? You know, where more songs, more recordings, more tours. But, you know, I think I'm proud of it. I think we worked, you know, I know we worked really hard on it. I know we spent more time than on other recordings. You know, I'm really proud of what Nate Walcott, who's there's basically the band's Nate Walcott and myself and Mike Mogus, and I'm really proud of, you know, since I'm from the outside more with what they contributed, I can say I'm really proud of his arrangements. He wrote, you know, the string arrangements and spent just an incredible amount of time making that as beautiful as it could be. And Michael you know, recorded it, and he's a producer, and, you know, some of the sounds that he managed to get, you know, I think are totally just like class A, great, you know, sonic quality. And so, you know, and for me it's like, I don't know, I mean, to me it's just like more songs I wrote, and I tried to, and I think I'm a better singer now than was in the past, you know, because I've been doing it longer, and I never had any training. Everything was trial and error, and I had many errors. So
that's so cool to hear. But that's like some sort of the self-confidence. That's
I mean, I think I'm definitely I'm a better, guitar player and a better singer than I was when I started doing this, because it's hard not to get better when you do it all the time. I'm not certainly, whatever, but yeah. So it's cool. I think just keep it moving and we always just try to do things that are interesting to us, and whatever style of music we're trying to go for, or what kind of song or whatever, we just, or even the live show. It's like I always assume that if we're doing something that is interesting to us, that, brings us pleasure and keeps us, challenged and motivated, then hopefully that will translate and the audience will appreciate it too, So I think once you ever try to start doing things that, trying to guess what people want to hear and trying to make music that they want to hear.
I have never, never with you.
No, but you know what I mean? Like once, I think that happens to people, and that's like it, and it's, I understand how it happens, because everyone wants to be loved and wants applause and wants, you know what I mean? And wants to.
Yeah, what would you do? Like, for example, Casa Daga will be a tremendous success, or will be like a global super hit. What would it make to you as a...
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And I'm sure if in some weird universe that happened, then the temptation would be like, oh, well, we should try to do something exactly like that again, but we won't ever do that, because that's boring. I mean, I think the greatest disservice that you can do to other people as an artist is to, repeat yourself. I think you gotta just do something new, or something, bring some element to it that's, more like, I mean, Griff was just in here talking to you guys, and he's one of the musicians, like contemporary musicians, that I admire the most, because he's such an explorer. He doesn't ever, do anything the same way twice, and he's always working on 5 records at a time, and, he's got some crazy, new sound or some weird, concept. And
his record collection showed the psychedelic singles from.
And that's just the way he is, it's not, there's no put on there, there's nothing. It's just he's just an explorer. He's just out there seeking stuff out and having a good time doing it, and that's, to me, that's what I want to do,
But aren't you doing it already?
I don't know. I suppose so,
If I go back in your history, it seems like pretty similar.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
So, but do you have any idea where you will be heading musically or lyrically now?
Not really. I mean, I've been, lyrically, I've been interested in I guess a little more, less narrative songs, and more just really vivid imagery that's sort of, maybe a narrative in my mind, or it connects in my mind, but maybe would slightly be, considered more stream of consciousness or something like that. That's just what I've been interested in, and I can, in the last, I guess since this record, the songs I've been writing, seem to be more.
So it's story.
Yeah, just more of collage of images, and I think I see meaning in it, but maybe it's not as explicit. I remember when I was, for a period there when I was young and starting out, I really wanted what I was meaning, or what I meant in the song, to be understood by the listener, and I was writing some, pretty explicit, visceral ideas that were in, the point was so that that the listener would understand and know what I meant. And now I feel almost the opposite, where I want it to be totally interpreted in a million different ways. And it continues to mean something to me, but it's no longer important to me if what it means in my mind ever is understood by another person, you know, because I think that there's so much more opportunity for beauty and understanding and, you know, whatever, just like any kind of good feeling that music can give you, you know. I think the more I think about it, it's like it becomes such an individual basis, like on each individual case, and you can like drive yourself crazy trying to, you know, and it's the same way in life for me too. You know, I remember being frustrated if like, you know, I had a conversation with someone or, you know, take like getting interviewed or something like that, and I was like misunderstood, you know, and I'd be like, but no, you don't, you know, like it would upset me, you know, and now I like, I don't care at all, you know, and not in like a fuck you, I don't care way. It's more like a,
but how come?
I just don't care. I don't think it's good. I mean, I don't think it's, you know, important.
How have you come to that stage of, because that's something that I reckon in my own, well, I guess many people do.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's just, you know, being on this earth long enough and you know, meeting enough people and trying to, you know, have written enough songs and whatever. I guess it's just I don't know how I got to that conclusion, but it happened just gradually over time without really looking for it. I just arrived there one day and kind of woke up and I felt a lot better, you know. I felt way more free and way more happy because I don't know.
It seems like I'm meeting a happy, well, a Conor Roberts who says I can sing, I can play the guitar, and I don't mind if they misunderstand me in a way.
Yeah. You know, and who knows how long I'll feel like this, but I think it's good, you know, for now. Keep it moving.
Thank you so much for meeting us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Got to get this gum off my hand.